up, guys? Just RetroBitPanda here again with another pickups video. Now, I haven't uploaded a video in like 2 weeks. 1 week it was just super dry, nothing to find, and then the week after I was really sick, so I really didn't have time to go game hunting. I uploaded a video last week, some of my favorite game finds. I mainly uploaded that because I didn't have that many things to show off. But this past weekend, Memorial Day weekend, I certainly made up for these past 2 weeks, and I'll show you guys a little bit later. But first I wanted to show you guys what I've picked up in these past 2 weeks that I haven't been going out or that much. I had a loose copy of Ocarina of Time and Mario Galaxy for the Wii, and I took it to one of the resellers at the flea market. It was really cool, and in exchange, I don't really care. I mean, I picked up the Zelda for $3, and he gave me $10 credit on it, and same thing for the Mario. So it was like $20, like 20 something dollars, like 22, I think. It rounded off to, but I used that against to put that against these two games, which are Super Mario Kart. Not in the best shape, but it's alright. And Walt Disney World Quest Magical Racing Tour. It's like a racing game. You have to stop the or save the fireworks show. And my girlfriend picked me up a copy of Crash Bash, but she had told me this, but it had she had let me know it had a Crash Team Racing inside instead. The reason being is that the guy that was selling it had his discs messed up and he didn't have the Crash Bash game. But it's still pretty cool. It's collector's edition, and it's my first collector's edition game with the white label. So that was pretty cool. I think she got that for like $1, like 50 cents, something like that. Now, moving on to this church sale that was just the worst church sale ever in the history of the world. It was listed to open at 8, and I get there 7:30. It's packed. I'm looking around, and I see this guy with some cartridges, I should say, and in his hands he has Contra 3, the Alien Wars, and Donkey Kong Country 3, and he's buying them both for $1 a piece. So now I asked the lady if I can see some games, and she tells me no, because there wasn't any change, that they couldn't break change for like a 20 or something like that. Which is understandable. I waited. The guy was still getting games handed to him, and I wasn't getting, I was asking about him, and she would just snub me and not pay attention to me. So finally I see this stack of Super Nintendo games, probably like 6, 7 of them, and I asked the lady, can I please look at these, if you don't mind? And she's like, oh, we don't have change, while she's giving this other guy games, right? So then some other lady out of nowhere just comes and says, oh, I want to look at those games. Sure enough, she's literally like swipes them out of my hand and hands them to the lady and sells them all to her for $1 a piece. And then I ended up getting the Snickle Fritz, kind of getting a Maui Mallard and Cold Shadow, and Mortal Kombat 2. It's gonna focus. There you go. Pretty good shape, both carts, but it was just pretty weird because I didn't really think about it at first, but then as I started like putting the pieces together, I realized, oh, you can see I'm brown, and the people that were buying the games were white Americans. I have nothing against white Americans. A lot of my friends are white Americans, but it seemed that she was favoring to the white Americans more than to the African Americans, Mexican Americans, the Asians, and stuff like that. And I tried to test my theory out by asking her if I can see some more games, and she still gave me the we don't have change, until I asked her if I could just give her exact change for these two, and she said yes. So I just had to ask her like 5 times, and she finally said yes. And then my girlfriend and I were looking around. We repeatedly saw people of color being treated bad, and I'm not trying to exaggerate here, guys, and I'm not trying to say like churches are bad or whatever, but this church was pretty bad, and all the white Americans were being treated like kings, and myself, my girlfriend, and a bunch of other people around there were being treated like crap, basically. And I told my coworker about it, and sure enough, his fiance had been going to that church and said that they are extremely racist there. So that was a pretty funny thing that happened to us. I'm not offended at all, But I mean, with this pickup that I got, it was just made up for all that stuff that I wasn't able to get. And I think I'm gonna be putting a video at the beginning of this video, a little clip of what I got that day because I was so excited. So I seen on, just gonna leave this right here so you guys can have something to look at. I seen on Craigslist there was this ad for a garage sale with an older Sega with several games. So I'm thinking Genesis. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I'm gonna go get probably get some cool Genesis games, and yeah, it'll be cool. So it says 9 o'clock. Absolutely no sales before 9 o'clock. So naturally, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show up early then because everybody's gonna show up early. Because not you can't really say not everybody's gonna know basically because people are going to work and they just stop by at the garage sale just because. And I was just gonna give her that excuse. So I get there, and the first thing that I see laying on her table, one of her tables, was a Sega Saturn. Now these are pretty hard to find around my area. I haven't seen one in the wild. I haven't even seen most of the resellers at the flea market have one of these. And I was just immediately stoked. She had a big stack of games and asked her how much she wanted for this. And she said, you know what, just find all the cables and all the cords and the controllers, and we'll make a deal. So immediately I started like looking at through all the little tubs that she had out there, and I was able to find the AV cords, which I'll put away. It's not really important. And I got this cable, which isn't the actual Saturn cable. It's one for like one of those Xfinity things. Sorry about the noise, guys, but it works exactly the same. I mean, it's the same exact outlet. And then she had one Genesis controller, like one of those turbo ones, which is pretty cool. It feels really nice. Doesn't work on the Saturn, obviously, but I just took it just so I could include it in the bundle. And finally, the Saturn controller, which is really similar to the second model Genesis controller, except that it has the 2 trigger buttons on top. Or, not trigger buttons, but you know what I mean. And I found this Ultra Madness like memory cartridge that you put up top of there. And inside of it was like World Series Baseball 98. And I'm looking at the games, and the first game I saw was just insane. And I'll leave that to the end, just for suspense. But some of the games that were included, or all the games that were included, were Clockwork Knight 2, which is pretty hard to find, I've read. VR Soccer. Crime Wave. Sorry guys, my phone kind of messing up for a second. But it came with World Series Baseball 98. Die Hard Arcade, which is, I've never really heard about this game. And the last 3 are really good. Resident Evil. Even has a little foam on this one. Shining Force 3. Too bad I didn't have the manual. I was looking for it there, but I couldn't find it. It's like an RPG, I think. And the last one was the first game I actually saw from the bunch. And it's actually not handy right now because... Sorry guys, I put it up with a bunch right there, my really cool stuff. But the first game that I actually saw there was Panzer Dragoon Saga. And it came with, of course, with this manual, disc 4, disc 3, which doesn't have a hole in it, but it's there, disc 2, disc 1. Now, when I picked this up, I knew it was valuable. I just didn't know how valuable this was. As soon as I got home, I looked it up on eBay and completed listings, and I seen that it was going for around $350, around that range, $300 to $350. Well, $350 was the max, and $300 is kind of like the minimum. Some are going for like $290, but that was just an insane find. I was amazed that it was like complete. So I went up to the lady. I asked her how much she wanted for the whole lot, I was expecting like a high number, but sure enough, she said, "Give me $20 and it's all yours." So I mean, I wasn't gonna argue with that at all. I gave her the 20, and then she told me that the controllers, like loose controllers that she had, were $1 each. So for $1, I got a Dreamcast controller with the VMU in it, and then for a couple dollars each, I think it was like $3 for the three of them. I got Armada, Soul Calibur, which has 2 Soul Calibur discs in there, and Expendable. So I got those 3 for like $4. So it was like $25, I think, for the whole lot. I couldn't believe it, especially with this one right here. And went to the flea market the next day, and I wouldn't really find much, but what I did find was a copy of the Warriors on the PS2, which is pretty cool. I have it on the Xbox, so now I have it on the PS2. Let me move some stuff out of the way, guys. It can be less crowded up in here. So yeah, I was super stoked to find that Panzer though, and I'll tell you guys a little story of what happened at the flea market on Sunday, and the manual for Star Fox 64. Now, if you guys remember, I had that empty box episode where I found all those empty boxes. Well, I actually ran into the person that was that actually bought the games, and that person had them listed all at eBay prices. So I mean, it sucked, but what are you gonna do, you know? And that's all I got at the flea market this weekend. Now that reseller that I bought the Mario Kart and the Walt Disney World game off of, he had offered. He always asks me what I picked up, and I always answer him. And before I could even finish my sentence about the Saturn pickup, he was asking me if I wanted to trade. So he said, "I got TurboGrafx, I have all this stuff. Like, if you want to trade, hit me up. I can do cash, this and that." So I mean, I want to know your guys' opinion. If you pick this game up, but I'm not really into RPGs, and I played it a little, and it's not that great. In my opinion, I don't really like it. So, if I don't like it, should I trade it for something that I will like, as in the TurboGrafx with a bunch of games, or should I hold on to it and wait for it so I can, I don't know, maybe one day down the line cash it out or something? So, I mean, what do you guys think? I think I might end up trading it, but I just want to hear you guys' opinion. What would you guys do? Would you keep it, or would you trade it for stuff that you'd actually like? That's the question. Finally, the last 2 things were actually a thrift shop finds. I haven't uploaded a thrift shop pickups episode in a long time because I really haven't found that much stuff. But on, I think it was Friday, I found a fat PS2 for, I think, $4. It didn't come with any cables or controllers or anything like that. But I did have one of these attached to the back, the network adapter. So $4, I wasn't going to complain. And finally, a copy of Tomb Raider 2 on the PS1, complete. Yeah, guys, that's basically it. That's all I got this weekend. Sorry this video is a little long. I'm trying to make these videos shorter now. But if you like the video, just hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It means it would mean a lot to me, and it means a lot to me to those who are subscribed and like the video and comment and stuff like that. And I want to hear what you guys picked up this weekend. If you picked up anything cool, or if you saw anything cool that you didn't pick up or something like that. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. And yeah, guys, until next time, thanks, and take care.